Hi, and welcome to the MYP Design Instructions. Now, today, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to explain the Criterion B developing ideas in its entirety, and then we will also publish some smaller videos, shorter videos about exactly those slides and tasks that I published in Google Classrooms. But before we go any further, here's the intro. So here it is, Criterion B developing ideas and our Google Classroom. So I'm going to be using these design e-portfolio journal slides to go step by step of what the Criterion B tasks are all about. And I will use the website to really explain it to you with examples. Now, don't worry, I'll be putting timestamps in the description of this video so that then you can just click on below and go to each and individual task by clicking on the timestamps. So let's get going. Now, the first thing that we need to look at is our Criterion B, developing ideas. Now, within the Criterion B, we're going to be doing is to plan out really what our animation is going to be about. And here is our rubric. Now, let me go on to full screen for your rubric so that it's easier for us to see. Now, the very first one with only categories 1, 2, and 3, this is of course scoring low. It really doesn't have enough documentation of your learning, and it's your learning that I really want to see here. And so let me just break it down what it means here on our higher level. So first of all, it says we're going to be developing a list of success criteria for the solution. And that is our task 1. We will also be presenting feasible design ideas using an appropriate medium or mediums and outlining the key features. And that's what we're going to do with our task 2 and 3. Then presenting the chosen design and describing the key features is going to be our tasks 4 and 5, and then creating and planning a storyboard drawing and a script which outlines the main details for making the chosen solution is the tasks 6 and 7. So let's get right to it. Now, task 1 is really to be creating a detailed list of design specifications and justifying your choice. Now, I've made it into a list form already for you, saying what will it look like, who is this for, what must it do, how will it be made, and what will you require to make this. But you can also think of the learning environment. You can also think of the size and go into really depth with your materials and safety. After you've created a list of design specifications, what we have to do is to start really developing those ideas. And developing those ideas doesn't have to happen on a laptop. It actually, from my experience, it happens way better when we draw or write. Creating brainstorming word clouds and creating other types of drawings will help us to really nail it down. Once you have sketched your ideas, it's time for us to really look into making those 3 separate ideas. And these are the possibilities that we look in task 2 and in task 3. Task 2 is to create at least 3 design ideas. And we're going to be using something like these storyboards to create those ideas. And let me go in and start again a full screen view for your benefit. So here we are in a full screen view for looking at those design ideas. Now, these are design ideas on a storyboard. And the storyboard that we've been using here has been using these red arrows to show movement in these scenes or these shots. Now, this here is a much more detailed storyboard, even though the drawing is very sketchy, pun intended. It tells us really detailed what kind of shot, what kind of action. Is there music? Is there sound? Is there speech? Is there script? And the duration of this shot. Now, this is important when you think about how many pictures you have to take for each of your shots and scenes. Now, you can go into more detail, but main idea is that you are able to communicate your idea to your prospective client. And to do that well, let's use at least the 6-picture story mountain technique, where we first start off with an action with the setting, go into an incident, there is a struggle, there's a crisis, climax, and the resolution, and we finally get to the end. Now, you might want to annotate your storyboard so that other people can access your ideas, making other people also understand your story. Now, once this is done, and we've picked this one in detail, it is time to collect feedback from your client target audience. You can create a survey, you can go and meet your client, and then it is time to move on to task 4, which is to evaluate your design ideas against the specifications, those that you created here. After you've done that, you might want to use the information that you got from your survey. You're going to then justify your choice of design. You're choosing your design. Task 5 will be a paragraph where you explain the design that you chose. And then finally, tasks 6 and 7. You're going to present your chosen design with your annotations and your justification. You're going to make connections towards your design specification. And finally, you're then going to create your chosen design plan, the storyboard and a final script, so that then you are able to start Criterion C, which is to actually create this animation. Now, that is the whole Criterion B developing ideas. Now, let's go into what you must do. And what you must do comes from that rubric. You must develop a list of success criteria. You have to present your design ideas, connect with your client and your peer colleague, that designer who's designing their own animation, and you must create those storyboards. Now, you should do them in a way that you are able to show your learning. What you really should do here is that you should take these slides and modify them to look more like your slides. You do not have to do all the things with a document. Actually, it's better if your storyboards are hand drawn. It is better if your sketching is hand drawn, and using your journal, your pencils to create this. Now, I hope that you will have time to already start experimenting, trying out your ideas and trying out the techniques, so that you will then know what you will need to do. So when you are designing your specifications, you might want to try to make some sort of animation already to see if it's going to be possible. So, to summarize, what we need to do here is that we have 7 tasks and this month to work for it. I will be publishing more targeted videos about each of the tasks so that you can have a proper example to follow as well. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned, subscribe for more content later on.